Does Corvus regrow farming actually work? Let's try and see. Let's put it to the test. I should actually be saying not regrow farming with Corvus, as some people might get the wrong impression, but regrow farming for the benefit of Corvus. Now, there are a lot of things to go through, so let me just walk you guys through everything that we're going to be doing today. This is going to be a pure theory crafting video because I do not know if this actually works. I've seen some people online theorize that it might work, but I've not seen a video. I've just read comments. So let's actually put it to the test and see if this works. And let me explain to you guys first off what is happening, what we're trying to achieve. So if you guys don't know what regrow farming is, it's basically a method of you multiplying balloons by just using a way of blowing them back and then allowing them to regrow. So the way that we usually do that is by buying a druid. And so the point of this is you're going to get yourself a druid. Let me just actually, we're playing on easy mode because the prices are cheaper here, but that's basically it. We're going to go past round 40, don't worry about that one. So by blowing the balloons back and by allowing them to regrow, you're essentially allowing yourself and you're allowing a round to extend for as long as possible. So as long as there are balloons on the screen, that round will persist. And that is very important because while the round is ongoing, you can just keep using abilities, or at least you were able to until Ninja Kiwi kind of fixed this whole thing. So now there are certain limits placed on certain abilities, like for example the Druid Jungle Jumps. Did I say the Jungle Jumps? I meant the Druid Jungle's Bounty ability, which no longer allows regrow farming, but that was a way to do it before. You know, they had the Vines thingy, or maybe you could have done it in the past, I think, with the farms, with the abilities. But now that you can no longer do that because there have been certain limitations placed on it, like for example only 3 or 2 ability uses per round or a 3-minute cooldown, people have started theorizing that Ninja Kiwi might have forgotten to apply those restrictions to Corvus. And so the Nourishment ability sacrifices all mana and converts it into Hero XP. So why is that important and how can we farm with this? Well, the way that Corvus gains mana back is by haunting a balloon, and then when the haunted balloon pops, he gets mana. So the idea here, you guys can see kind of where I'm going with this thing. So the idea is that if you have an infinite amount of balloons and he just keeps haunting those balloons, doesn't that mean that we can just infinitely keep using this Nourishment ability and just level him up to level 20 as fast as possible? And then you guys might have a question, what happens when he reaches level 20 because there's no more XP to get converted? That's a very good question. You know what happens to this ability? It turns the XP into, well, actually turns the mana into cash. Yeah, it actually produces money. So for every mana you get $1, so that means you'll be getting $800 each time you click this ability. So the round that I want to do this on is actually round 59, which has a regrow ceramics, and I think that I just want to do it safely. Like if you were actually trying to do this as early as possible, you can do it on round 39. I think it's probably the earliest because you do have regrow rainbows coming out on 39. There's only 2 of them, but I feel like, oh, let me actually just spear this. Okay, so round 57, we're almost there. I'm going to have the Ray of Doom in a second. I'm going to let these guys produce as much money as possible. We're not selling them now. I think I'm going to sell them on like round 58 on the next one. So let me buy the Ray of Doom, and we're going to use this thing to basically control our regrow farm so that when the balloons reach it, you know that they're going to get popped there. I also want to be getting a Druid, so I mean, the best spot for a Druid is probably going to be like this, right? So let me have it like this. Let's have them on last. Do I want to get the Heart Avengers? Yeah, I think I will. And let me turn off auto start for this thing. It's time to sell Corvus, by the way, guys. Let's just sell all of these guys because we don't need them anymore. That's a lot of money. Let's get the Energizer for the cooldown test. And then I think it's time. Okay, so here's how I'm going to do this. Because these regrow ceramics, they are not the first ones to appear, actually. So you have the normal ones and the camel leads after them. And that is, after this, is when the ceramics are going to start appearing. So let me clear out the leads. I'm going to lock the darkling over here and let the regrow farming start. So first off, we need to create this thing, and this single druid is going to be able to do it by himself. And the balloons are actually getting controlled kind of by the Energizer, but if they make it past the Energizer, then yeah, for sure, then the Ray of Doom is going to take care of them. Okay, so let's see if this thing works. His mana is 290, 350, so the mana is going up. That's very important because we have regrow balloons and the mana is going up. So let me cast the ability. Let's just watch the XP. So we just placed him. He has no XP. He's just level 3. So if I cast this for 538 mana, we actually get XP. Oh, and look at this thing. So the Dark Ritual one, the level 3 ability got grayed out. So that means that they thought of this. They thought about the abilities, but did they think about the spells? Can I use the nourishment again? Okay, that's very important. So this thing is about to come off cooldown. We have about 545 mana, and if I cast this, we get level 5. So that is 3 uses per round. As soon as this cooldown ends, we are going to have our 4th ability. And if this 4th ability gets used, that means that the 3 abilities limit is bogus. And yes, I can actually cast this thing. Let's see. Let's actually see if this one works. So the XP is, yeah, it's right about here. So let me use it. Boom. Oh my god, this is not capped. Okay, we might have a Regrow farm on our hands. This actually might be useful. What is happening? I can use the nourishment again. We are at 425. Let me just use it again, and yeah, we gain experience again. So this is not capped by uses. So let me play with this thing like 2 more minutes, and let's see if this is time restricted, and I'm gonna be back in a second. Yeah, so I've been at this for about 5 minutes, and this thing is not slowing down. So I think we can officially say that Regrow farming is possible and actually has a use in BTD6, and that is to just keep leveling Corvus, and eventually when this spell basically starts giving money instead of XP, then eventually it's gonna be useful. I mean, it's kind of useful now because you're gonna level him very fast, but this setup, so I'm kind of thinking is how well, it's replicable in a normal game. You don't need the Ray of Doom nor the Energizer, but it's kind of slow, and that's what I'm noticing. And I think the Ninja Curie is aware that this whole thing is happening. While you can have a very cheap Regrow farm, and you can make it on probably even earlier than this, and you can kind of do a little bit of exploiting with just leveling up Corvus a little bit, is this going to be actually useful in making money? And I think the answer to that question is no. I don't think that this is going to be useful in making money, because by the time the Corvus reaches level 20, you're going to be sitting in front of your computer like a couple of hours for sure, and then you're going to be making like $800 a pop. But I do want to give it a shot. So we have about 160,000. Okay, so Corvus is level 19, and this is the last level at which the nourishment spell is going to give XP instead of cash. So let me cast it for one last time, and let me buy the level 20. And if I click the nourishment now, consumes all mana and converts it into cash. So I do have a feeling, let me just use this one. Let me use the level 10 ability, just fill up this mana as much as possible. Oh my god, it's like, no, I think I just broke it. Can I save this? No, I think I just broke it, but that's fine because we kind of saw what's happening. So let's just see, is it going to give cash? I think it's going to give cash now, right? And the level 10 ability, no, so the level 10 is actually kind of strong. But let's just fill up this cooldown a little bit faster. And so now that we have 660, let's just watch the amount of cash that we have after this round ends. And let's see how this thing is going to work. But basically, this is an infinite, yeah, this is for sure a Regrow farm. But yeah, this is absolutely not, it's not viable, right? I mean, it's going to take you a while. It's definitely possible. So maybe some people playing, you know, these ranked boss events or something like that are gonna have the patience to sit through this thing. But yeah, so we have 10,354, so let me cast it, and yeah, you do get some cash back. So and the ability goes back on cooldown, so I'm assuming that you can just keep using this forever, and you do have an infinite money machine with Corvus. But this is, you know, even if it's possible, this seems like it's kind of unpractical to do, and there are better ways to farm for sure, but it seems like this thing slipped through the cracks. And what are they gonna do about it? I feel like they're going to make just Regrow Bloons not count towards Corvus's mana. Even though I still do think that this is very tedious, I know for a fact that there are going to be people that are going to it's just going to sit there for like a couple of hours to click this button and eventually, you know, go from level 3 to level 20 Corvus, something like that. But even though this is possible, this doesn't seem like it's very practical. But it was a very nice test, and it's you know, I'm glad to see that this stuff like this works. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Regrow farming is officially back, not coming back with a bang or anything like that, but it's back. And it's nice to know that. So that's it for this one. Thank you guys for watching this theory crafting video, and I will see you all in the next one.